In an atmosphere filled with mystery and emotion, Jamie Dornan, the star of 50 Shades, finally revealed the identity of the fairytale bride in the wedding called Wedding of the Year. The ceremony took place at an ancient castle in Ireland, under the brilliant sunset and surrounded by close friends in the Hollywood world. The news caused a global explosion on social networks. Millions of fans were stunned when the bride stepped out, a face that had made Jamie's heart flutter on set, who had been with him in unforgettable moments. Her appearance, in a sparkling white dress designed specifically for her, made the whole audience silent for a few seconds. A source close to the couple revealed. Jamie couldn't hide his emotions when he saw her walk in. It was the look fans had seen on screen, except this time, it was completely real. Although the bride's identity has not been officially announced, many believe that this is the person who accompanied Jamie during his legendary years, causing the old love rumors to suddenly be mentioned once again. The online community is exploding with the only question. Speech balloon: did Jamie Dornan just marry the person he once could not forget? Heartbreak: how did Dakota Johnson react to the news of Jamie Dornan's marriage? Not long after the news of Jamie Dornan's fairytale wedding spread, social media continued to stir when people discovered the emotional reaction of Dakota Johnson, who was a close co-star, and also a special chapter in Jamie's life. According to a source close to Dakota, Dakota was silent for many hours after hearing the news. A friend revealed that she looked like she was trying to stay calm, but her eyes said it all. In the interview later, when the reporter suddenly asked about Jamie, Dakota just smiled and said, "I wish him happiness. Everyone deserves the love they believe in." But her gaze, distant, quiet and slightly trembling, made fans believe that behind that smile was a wounded heart. On social media, thousands of comments were filled with emotions. Speech balloon: Dakota still loves him. Speech balloon: they were meant to be, just at the wrong time. Some people also discovered that Dakota liked an old photo of her and Jamie on the set of 50 Shades, causing the online community to explode, with rumors that she still hadn't forgotten the past. Collision: the climax of emotions. Rumors say that on Jamie's wedding day, Dakota left Los Angeles, choosing to hide in a small villa by the sea in Malibu, the place where the two used to stay when filming in 2014. Many people think that maybe she just wanted to be quiet, away from the noise of the media. But those who witnessed them together understand, sometimes, there are relationships that don't need to end with a wedding, but with unforgettable memories. The wedding night and the secret that made Jamie Dornan cry. The wedding night, which was supposed to be the happiest moment in Jamie Dornan's life, turned into a night full of tears. After the lavish party at the ancient castle, when the music gradually faded and the guests left, Jamie was left alone by the window, the moonlight shining on his thoughtful face. People said that he cried silently. The bride, who had smiled brightly at the wedding, did not know that in Jamie's drawer, there was still an old letter, carefully folded, written in Dakota Johnson's soft handwriting. That letter, according to a maid in the mansion, was the last thing he touched before going to sleep. "If there is an afterlife, let us meet again, not on set, but in real life." Dakota, 2017. Those words made Jamie unable to hold back. Even though he had chosen a new path, his heart still seemed to have not completely left the past. Crescent moon: the unexpected moment. In a behind-the-scenes video released by a photographer, Jamie sits by the fireplace, her eyes red, whispering to her best friend, "I love her, and maybe, a part of me will always love her, even though everything has changed." The quote went viral, bringing tears to the eyes of fans around the world. Millions of comments flooded social media. Speech balloon: Jamie still hasn't forgotten Dakota. Speech balloon: a beautiful wedding, but his heart still belongs to someone else. Heartbreak: open ending, or just the beginning. That night, Jamie looked up at the sky, where the moonlight covered the water, and whispered a name. No one heard clearly, but everyone believed it was Dakota Johnson. A love that didn't need a title, didn't need a wedding, but was strong enough to haunt a lifetime. The unsent letter, Dakota Johnson's last message before Jamie Dornan's wedding. Days after Jamie Dornan's fairytale wedding, social media exploded with the leak of a mysterious letter, believed to be from Dakota Johnson, written just days before Jamie got married. The letter, never sent, was found in an old notebook that Dakota always carried with her while filming. The letter begins with the words that made millions choke. "Jamie, if you're reading this, it's probably too late. But I just want you to know, I really loved you, not for the role, but for the person you were behind the scenes." Someone close to Dakota revealed that she wrote the letter on a rainy night in Malibu, when rumors of Jamie's wedding began to spread. She didn't have the courage to send it, so she just folded it up and placed it between the pages of her 50 Shades Darker script, as a wordless goodbye. Cloud with rain, unspeakable pain. In the middle of the letter, Dakota confessed, "I used to think we were just two actors in character, but after each scene, each look, I no longer know what is real, what is fake. If you are happy, I will be silent, but if there is a moment, you remember me, just smile. I am still there, in your memory." A friend of Dakota shared that she cried when writing the last lines. And right before Jamie's wedding, Dakota tore the letter into 2 pieces, but only half was burned. The rest, somehow, leaked out and became the unsent letter that shocked Hollywood. Heartbreak. How did Jamie react? According to a source from behind the scenes, Jamie knew about the existence of the letter. When his close friend showed him a copy, he just kept silent for a long time, then left the room without saying a word. The person said he was clutching the paper so tightly that his hands were shaking. Everything around him seemed to stop. "I had never seen Jamie like that. Crescent moon, the unfinished love that never ends." That night, Jamie posted a photo of the night sky on his personal page with a short caption. "There are stories that never end." The photo had no tags, no additional caption, but millions of fans knew who he was talking about. When the bride discovered Dakota Johnson's letter, the truth turned the whole wedding into a tragedy. The morning after the wedding, when the first sunlight filtered through the window of the castle, Jamie Dornan's bride, the woman who seemed to be living in a fairy tale dream, accidentally saw a small piece of paper fall from his vest. On the paper was a soft, trembling handwriting, and just reading the first line, her heart stopped beating. "Jamie, if you read this, it may be too late." That was Dakota Johnson's unsent letter. The atmosphere in the room suddenly became heavy. The bride, the one the whole world had just called the luckiest woman on the planet, stood still for a long time, tears rolling down her cheeks. All the happiness on the wedding night shattered in just a few seconds. Heartbreak. The fateful encounter. When Jamie entered, she only asked softly, her voice choked, "Do you still love her?" Jamie did not speak. He just bowed his head, clasped his hands, and whispered, "I tried to forget, but there are people who cannot be forgotten." There was no arguing, no loud tears, only painful silence. The bride placed the letter on the table, turned and walked away, leaving Jamie alone in the room filled with wedding flowers and fading candles. Crescent moon. The last moment. The waiter recounted that after the bride left, Jamie sat by the window for many hours. He looked out at the garden where they had just taken their wedding photos, still holding the crumpled piece of paper. A tear fell down, soaking into the signature at the bottom of the letter, Dakota. That night, Jamie left the castle alone, without a suitcase, only a cap and an old coat. Paparazzi caught him at Dublin Airport, his eyes vacant and tired, and it was believed he was flying to Malibu. Dizzy. An end, or a new beginning? Their love story, between reality and fiction, between light and darkness, has gone beyond cinema. A broken wedding, an unsent letter, and 2 hearts still lost in the eyes of millions. On social media, fans wrote in unison. Speech balloon, fairy tales don't always have happy endings. Speech Balloon, Dakota and Jamie, the Hollywood love story that never ends.